We're going. Hello, Kate Sisk. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. I'm really sweaty and gross. And
Immediately into third person.
Yeah.
You've dissociated completely from yourself. Oh, she's fine.
she's doing the best she can.
She's huddling naked in the corner,
Yeah.
but she'll be fine.
She's chafing like a motherfucker. It's upsetting, but she's fine. Physically speaking, I'm lucky to be chafing. Huh? I'm lucky to be alive and feeling the burn. It really is rubber on rubber. And
it really is.
Horrific.
I bought some new shorts, and I know I'm going to have to say goodbye soon. You know?
What do you mean?
They're already rubbing thin.
Yeah.
It's too humid.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I found the spandex like running shorts that go just above the knee.
Nice.
I guess they're called jammers to the swimming community. Jammers, but they have pockets on the sides.
Ooh.
I've been wearing those, and I don't care if I look like a mom picking up someone from kindergarten. A child. I'm picking up a teacher. I'm picking up the crossing guard from kindergarten. I don't care. It feels so good.
Yeah.
I'm walking around, nothing's hurting, and the spandex so it doesn't wear down.
Smart.
Oh, it feels so good. I look horrible, but it's good.
Speaking of it being hot and mom's out, I was on the subway and there was I was just kind of casually looking at the tote bag of the woman across the aisle from me, and all of a sudden she kind of gives me this look and like moves her shirt, and I realized that her shirt is kind of like over the bag, and I'm like, oh my god, is she like breastfeeding? And I accidentally was staring. No, she has made a tent with her shirt and her bag to ventilate her torso, and I didn't even notice it. I was just like, oh, cool bag. And meanwhile she's like putting on a show, but it's still like, don't look at me.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to maintain temperature. Don't fucking look at me.
Everybody shoves their shirt over their purse on the subway. I'm not weird. You're weird.
Yeah, exactly.
You're weird for looking at it weird.
I was like,
Jesus. Yeah,
I really thought there was a baby under there.
I thought you were breastfeeding, and that's why I was watching. Can I get next? Come on. Let me suckle at the teat.
Yeah, when it gets hot out, I don't go out for ice cream. I go out for some of that mommy juice.
Oh, God.
I don't know
mommy
why.
Juice.
I don't know why. I gotta wash my mouth out with soap. That was awful.
No, I like mommy juice. Except in the summertime, mommy juice is pretty warm. It's
Yeah.
body temperature, and if she's overheating, like it looks like she is,
Right.
that's gonna be some
Yeah,
hot
it comes
milk.
out at a simmer.
Yeah, that's turning into Jello. You know, you're gonna put it in, and then you put it in the freezer, and it's gonna turn into Jello.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Start out strong.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Give me the mommy juice. Hi, Kate Sisk. I love you very much.
I love you too.
This is great. I'm
I
so
know.
happy you're on here.
I'm so happy to be here.
We have very similar pasts.
Yes.
You did my previous podcast, Beasts.
Yes.
You were one of the first episodes we did
We were
because
talking
you
soccer.
used to play like professional national team soccer.
Yes.
Yes.
I played for Puerto Rico.
Puerto
after
Rico.
college, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up in what I would call the suburbs between Boston and Worcester, like kind of like halfway.
You look
between the
extremely
cities.
Massachusetts right now. Like extremely.
How so? How so?
Because you have that button down, almost like
Yeah.
very like pastel, and then the hat.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
Yeah,
That
you're
is- you look like you're about to go to Nantucket for the weekend. It looks good on you. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So now it's all coming together for me, at least.
Yes, the Massachusetts is
Siblings?
one younger brother.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were the older one.
Yes.
You were the big shoes to fill, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a double thing because I'm sure my brother felt like, oh, like my older sister has straight A's and all that stuff, and I felt like, oh, he has the luxury of fucking around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sure my older sister feels that way about me and my little sister Jessica because we're both art majors, and she was just like, I had to go into science. I'm a nurse. I had children at fucking 18, like not 18. She had like 24, got married, and like she's just really
she had to live the template.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
were like, we don't want that template.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the hell? You were supposed to have kids so our kids could be raised together. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, we'll see. My eggs are dying.
Yeah, I think I pulled a reversal on that. You just real quick. Oh yeah, eggs are dying. Anyway,
It's fine.
moving on.
I feel lighter.
Oh, funny
Every
how-
month, I'm down another ounce. It feels good.
Want to know something psychotic?
Yes.
When I first started getting my periods, I was like, I should give each one a name.
That's so sweet.
You could. It's because it's the Massachusetts Irish Catholic.
Yeah. I'm sorry I let you down, Benny.
Yeah.
I wonder which one distinguishes a boy from a girl.
I don't know.
This is the color.
Somebody also told me the color. Yeah. The blue ones are obviously boys.
Obviously.
Somebody told me when I was a kid, and now I don't know if it's true. Do they switcheroo? It goes left ove in January, February's right ove.
We should call my older sister. She would know.
She would know.
Yeah, she's the science major. Yeah.
The nurse would tell us.
The ove.
The ove.
I like that. That's a fun nickname for an ovary.
Right?
Yeah. The phallopes.
The phallopes. Phallopes.
Shooting down the tubes.
Oh, yeah. The phallopes would be good at a party.
Yeah.
Just the craziest set of twins you've ever met.
Yeah, doing keg stands in the back. No, I'm faster.
Oh, man.
So are you from a drinking family?
I feel like not. I don't think I used to be. And now I'm like, oh, you guys kind of party.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like when I was growing up, I don't really remember my parents drinking. Like I remember the first time I saw my mom drunk, I think she got drunk by accident. And it was because we had like gone out to dinner and she had gotten 2 cocktails.
What's your mom's name?
Alicia.
Alicia! Getting rowdy.
Yeah. And so, and it was funny because I imagined them being party people before me and my brother came along. Or maybe when we were really young.
Yeah.
Like my dad had a computer company with his friend, and I think together, the 4 of them, like my mom and my dad's a business partner, and his wife. I think the 4 of them had some good times.
Yeah, they really raised hell.
Yeah.
And then you ruined it.
I think so. I think we really did. But then in recent years, I'll go home, they'll be having a big bonfire and drinking beers, and I'm like, all right.
See, things change when you leave the house, huh?
Yeah.
Is your brother still at home?
No, my brother is now here, but he was living at home during quarantine because his lease was up and he had lost his job. So he was like, I gotta go home.
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
my uncle also moved in with my parents. So it was my mom and 3
You don't
boys.
hear that a lot. The uncle moved in.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. The uncle?
Yeah.
Why did he move in?
He had a quarantine breakup, and then it's hard to find a new place,
Yes, absolutely.
These were chaotic times.
Devastating.
So it was the 4 of them there. And my mom was just like, yeah, it was nuts. There was so much male energy in the house. They would just like drink beers and throw shit. My dad bought a spear for my uncle so he could practice throwing it in the backyard. Like it was chaos, and I'm a little mad that I missed out on some of the partying, but also mostly just relieved that I wasn't there.
Yeah. If there's spears being thrown, I would want to get out of that place. Alicia, you're a saint.
Yes.
No wonder she's throwing bonfires and drinking. She's just like, I survived Nam.
And she's a public school teacher, so she kind of.
My God.
She needs a.
There's nothing harder than public school teaching over Zoom.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What grade?
High school.
Oh! That's awful. Because, she's like trying to teach a lesson and she's like, well, how many of these boys are watching porn?
Yeah.
Which one's watching porn while I'm trying to teach them about George Washington?
And who's making porn?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people into that today, too.
Really?
Don't you think? Everyone's making porn.
I don't know. You're the one that lives in a house. You're the one that's got multiple rooms, making self-tapes.
Yeah, I got a secret up my sleeve. I think I'd be bad at it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Porn?
Yeah.
That's what a relief. Could you imagine if you're like, I'd fucking slay?
Then it would be hard to resist. It would be hard. If I was like, I'm a natural talent at this, but I just don't want to do it because it's like looked down on. That would stink.
I'm a natural talent.
At least when I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror having sex, I'm like, that's for nobody. That's not even for me. That's for absolutely nobody. I'm not missing out on a life here.
I don't want to because sometimes I'm literally like, I feel great. I've been doing my Peloton. I feel fit and I'm sexy as hell. And then I just like sit the wrong way and all my rolls like cascade on each other. And I'm like, no. So I can't imagine that while like just being jiggled back and forth.
Jiggled if you're lucky.
Kate jiggles for no one.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's get back on track.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Got a little side with the porny porn.
Yeah.
That's what I call it, porny porn.
The porny porn.
Yes, no porny porn for Katie Kate. So did you drink in high school or were you too good?
No, I was like very much, I was like, I must never drink. I must never smoke weed. I must stay true.
Yeah, well, when you're playing soccer at a competitive level and then
That too,
doing a lot of grades and stuff, you're just, it's ingrained in you. Like if you drink or smoke weed, you're going to get drug tested and you're going to get kicked out of college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ingrained.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right? Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And then you get to college and you're like, let's go for lost time.
I know. There was kind of a hard pivot. It was also like in high school, I feel like there was a cultural crackdown as well. So I was already of the mind that was like, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to do drugs, like yada yada. And then there was a point where you weren't allowed to go to the school football game unless you had a parent with you because kids had been getting too drunk at the football games. They had like police surrounding the field so that you couldn't get in without a freaking chaperone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much of a cultural crackdown there was. And then
what is this, Footloose?
that's
Jesus.
what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And I went to Lincoln Sudbury High School, and the parents started calling it Drinkin' Drugsbury.
Jesus. The parents? And the kids are like, we just want to get good grades. Jesus.
Yeah.
One kid from the fucking Breakfast Club ruins it for everybody.
They locked us into our classrooms, and they had the police come to campus with drug sniffing dogs.
What?
And kids got punished, and they got their cars searched. It was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, massive crackdown.
That
situation.
does not seem legal.
It didn't seem legal to me either, and I complained about it to a friend who's a teacher, and she was like, "No, that's completely illegal. If your stuff is on school property."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
it's still wrong.
I mean, I understand like the locker thing, but like the car thing seems
Right.
You could fight that.
Yeah.
And I love how you don't have any drugs and you're just like, hey, this isn't right.
Yeah.
This is going to make me cool. I'm going to be hip now. I'm like, you guys should keep your drugs in your cars. Your drugs. Not to school drugs.
I would never touch them, but
Yeah.
you can do them. If I see them, I will call my mom and tell her to come pick me up. But I want you guys to have a good time.
Yeah. It's not for me. It's not for me,
Yeah.
but you guys go ahead and ruin your future, okay? It's your choice.
I want you to have the freedom to not compete with me to get into these schools, okay?
That's so
But
funny.
yeah, at a certain point, I feel like I was known for like being not a drinker and not a drug doer. That I went to a Halloween party one time and I was like, how awesome is this? Everyone's here is sober and we're still having such a great time. And then I realized that everybody was drunk. They just hadn't invited me to partake because they knew it would make me uncomfortable. So it's just like everyone's getting progressively crazier throughout the night. And I'm like, yeah, Halloween, right?
It's like, see, guys, we don't need drugs or alcohol. And they're like, sure, Kate, yeah. We definitely don't need them.
Like,
now let's
wow,
go do coke in the bathroom.
The red eyes on your vampire costume, they're really realistic. That's crazy.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, they respected you.
Yeah.
That's sweet. She's going to get out of this town. She's going to make it. Don't offer her any drugs. She's the best of us. So where did you end up going?
I went to Amherst in Western
Amherst.
Mass. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good school, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Good for you. Were you valedictorian?
No.
Oh, well, failure. Isn't that embarrassing, Fonzie? Oh my God.
It was they didn't have valedictorian per se, but they had an award to like the best student, essentially. Like everyone knows what that is. And when they announced who it was, I was like, I have literally never seen this person in my entire life. Yeah.
That bitch.
I'm just like, wow, that explains it. Like,
Yeah.
This person didn't do anything but school.
Yeah. So that's good. You didn't, you went to the Halloween party.
Look at me.
That person was not.
Look at me.
Yeah. I just assumed it was a woman. Is it a woman?
No.
Oh, fuck.
But I didn't want to correct you.
That's why.
I didn't want to correct you because I liked that you
Okay.
assumed it was
I
one.
just assumed it was a woman. Not some geeky little dude who's probably now an incel. So that's probably
or
what
like
happened.
a senator.
Yeah. There's no in between. You're
There's no
either
in
an
between.
incel or a senator or both, actually.
Yeah, there are actually do seem to be a lot of those.
Yeah. Shout out Ted Cruz. Okay. No. All right. I was like, I don't care enough to correct myself. I don't give a shit. So did you finally shake a leg in college?
Yes. I had a rule for myself that I wouldn't drink while I was in season.
Good. Yes, that's a good rule.
But then starting my sophomore year, that sophomore spring, when I was out of season, baby, oh my gosh. I really started to drink. It really, when I started was right when our season ended. Mm-hmm. There was like, before finals, there was like maybe 2 weeks, and I just went crazy. I was just like, I'm trying alcohol, and I'm liking it, and I'm drinking a lot of it. Like,
I'm gonna have all of it now.
Lemonade flavored Rubinoff, yes, please. Oh, I know. No. I didn't know. I didn't know
that's
better.
Okay. That's a good starter drink. That's great. You're doing great. Yeah. What was the first time getting drunk like?
Okay. Let's see. The first time that I really got drunk, like at the beginning of the night, I was like, I'm going to drink. Mm-hmm. It was a Christmas party.
Okay.
And this Christmas party was like famous for being like massive and out of control. And I think, again, my peers kind of knew that I like didn't have experience with drinking a lot. And so I like bought this tiny dress from Forever 21.
Oh my goodness.
I had these massive high heels that I put on. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I straightened my hair. I shaved my pussy for the first time.
No, you did not. Goodness. She came to play.
Yes. I was like, new me. And I got wasted. And I think I had a bow in my hair or something to make it Christmassy. And I'm walking up the stairs in this packed dorm. And everyone's like saying hi to me and kind of like, hey, Kate, hey, how's it going? Like, I don't know. I was on the soccer team. I was on the improv team. I felt like people like knew who I was. It was a cool feeling. I'm walking up the stairs and everyone's just like so happy to see me and be like, look, Kate's here. And it's like this whole thing. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And then I go into the bathroom and realize that the dress from Forever 21 is so shittily made that it has fully split up the back. And my freshly shaved asshole in lingerie is just like hanging out. My whole soccer ass is just hanging out as I walk up these stairs, these packed stairs. And the reason everyone's kind of like happy to see me and kind of smiling is because my butt is out and nobody told me. So I'm just like drunk for the first time in the bathroom being like, I need a different dress. Somebody needs to come give me a different thing to wear.
Did you get a new dress?
I think somebody gave me a pair of sweatpants. And I went home and put on an identical dress because I had gotten it in 2 colors because there was a sale at Forever 21.
Good for you. That's a crafty bitch right there.
Right?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's why they make those 2-for-1s because they know it's so bad that they're like...
They don't tell you you're supposed to wear them both at the same time.
Yeah. They're like, you're going to need 2. We won't say why. I'm sure you had a good looking ass, and I'm sure every guy was just like, look at that freshly saved asshole. It's just so pristine. What is that though? That's a first shaver right there. I love a firstly shaved pussy.
Oh boy. Yeah. That
opened Pandora's box, literally, or
yeah. Then that spring, I was partying a lot. Mm-hmm. There was a stretch of time. It's such a weird factoid to try to tell. Mm-hmm. There was a stretch of like 2 weeks where in my life I had only kissed like 6 people, but I had kissed all of them in those 2 weeks. I did a lot of drinking and a lot of being like, now I want to kiss.
Yeah.
Like,
alcohol will do that to you. It'll get you smooching.
Right? And then at the end of the 2 weeks of crazy drunk smooching, then I had a girlfriend and I was like, sick.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Who are you smooching? Just anybody who would smooch back?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's good. You got your wild sown oats sown, and then you settle down.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Was it tongue?
The kissing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ay, gross.
I know.
I mean, now that I look at making out, it just seems disgusting. I love my boyfriend. I will smooch him all the live long day. But at tongue?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We don't do tongue. My partner and I, we don't
That
do
is hoe shit. That's someone just asking for syphilis.
Tongue
it's
is
so
like,
gross.
Tongue is like we'll do tongue on my birthday. Do you know? Like
that's not a treat for you. It's a treat for no one. Oh, good.
Like
I get to taste
occasion.
your breakfast. It's disgusting. I mean, your just whole face is wet. It's awful.
Whole face.
I mean, there's a lot of
Flashback. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not into that at all.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you get it for your birthday. That's so gross. Do you do it in front of a mirror? Because that would horrify you.
No.
So you got this girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's exciting. How long did that last?
Like a year, maybe.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And then I studied abroad.
Oh.
And really, really partied.
Where'd you go?
I went to Spain.
Oh, España.
Yeah.
That's exciting. What city in Spain?
I went to Sevilla in the south.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
It was beautiful. And I did a homestay, and I really liked the people that I was living with. And I did it with a friend of mine, a teammate of mine. So we were together in the house with this family that we were meeting, and it was a very fun time. And there was like, obviously, there's like a ton of Americans who are like, let's party all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, hold on, guys. I don't know if that's the culture. And then you go out and you're like, yeah, it fully is. Like not just like for anybody in the city, but for people who are our like contemporaries age-wise, you could just go out in the street and like find a party.
Yeah?
It was like pretty fun.
What was partying there like?
Partying there was like you grab a bottle of wine, you go to this like beautiful ancient tower, and you just stand outside it and like drink and meet people and listen to some music and then hit the bars after. That's what we did a lot. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You make an ass of yourself?
I think so. There was God. Wow, you really got me. I'm about to admit things I haven't even admitted to myself.
Come on, tell mama.
I have a very fuzzy memory. So I don't know if this really happened. I mean, in general, I have a sharp memory, but I have one fuzzy memory.
Okay, just the one.
Of a baker at like midnight or maybe later putting out a box of bread that hadn't been sold that day and being very hungry and knowing that the bread was really good. And I'm pretty sure, according to this fuzzy memory, I had some of the bread.
Yeah.
From the trash pile.
From the trash pile?
Well, it's just touching other bread, right?
Depends on which bread you grab.
Top bread. I'm not digging down in the bottom bread. It's just...
Don't you dare. She's got class. This little trash raccoon. She's got class.
I definitely think I may have eaten bread off the street, but not too big of an ass of myself.
That's pretty good.
My 21st birthday was there, which feels a little anticlimactic because I was already the drinking age there. So you're like, but it was we went to a different city. We went to Cadiz, I think, and it was Carnival, so we're all dressed up.
Oh, that's
everybody's
fun.
Dressed up, big party in the street. And in honor of my 21st birthday, I made out with 2 different boys in one night, and that was a first for me. And then I smoked 1 cigarette.
Oh my God! Is this rowdy bitch? You see it? That is some kind of hellion. Were you no longer with the girlfriend?
We were no longer.
Yeah. And so then you're like, let's try on these boys for size.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then how was that? Tongue? I bet
lots
their
of
tongue
beards.
was everywhere.
There was a lot of tongue, but lots of beards too.
Oh, that's not good.
Kind of scratchy on the face. I
Yeah.
found.
Did you like it?
The beards? I liked how the beards looked. I did not like how they fell on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you get a rash.
Yeah.
Has a guy with a beard ever gone down on you?
No.
And then you've just been like, wow, this is okay. I've rug burned now. This is awful.
I feel like it could start a fire if you didn't shave.
Yeah.
Two
yeah,
Brillo pads going against each other. That could start a spark,
Hell
right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going in. Talk about a burning bush. Okay, we're having fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, though.
You know what I made the mistake of doing?
What?
Meeting a guy at a club late at night, making out, and then saying yes to going on a date the next day.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Because you're in your drunk brain, you're like, this is love.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is love. Then you meet him and you're like, wow, you have 3 nipples. How did I not notice this before?
He was very sweet, but it just, the magic wasn't there.
No, I'm sorry. Did you spend the whole night hanging out with him, or were you like after an hour?
We went on kind of a touristy date, which was funny. He was like, oh, I want to take you somewhere. And so I'm like expecting some secret place, especially with him. It was just like one of like the tourist attractions I had already been to with my study abroad program. I was just like,
you're like, great, a tower again.
Learning about this again and trying to make conversation in my second language with this guy that I don't really feel any chemistry with.
but his tongue was inside of me. So
now I owe one.
Yeah. I gotta do this so I feel less like a slut. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah.
No. I'm respectable. We're on a date. You don't need to know the timeline. So, okay, so you party in Seville?
Sevilla, yeah.
Sevilla. That sounds
Seville,
great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way.
I say Seville. You say Sevilla.
I thought you said Sevilla.
Seville?
Yeah. You could say, I think in English it is Seville, right?
Seville.
Like
yeah,
the
I've
barber
heard of Seville. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that guy? He was a murderer? He was like a throat slitter?
Is it? Or is that Sweeney Todd?
That's Sweeney Todd.
But maybe also the Barber of Seville.
Barber of Seville. It sounds like a butcher.
I would think so.
Someone who murders.
Someone who murders.
Yeah.
But in an opera.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to try and sing in Spanish. That would be horrific. So you leave there. You go back home.
Yeah.
What's that like? Are you still like sowing your oats?
So when I go home, then it's time to start training for my senior year. Mm-hmm. So I'm training dry again. I don't know how I used to do that. I used to be partying and then one day just be like, training time again, and then just like cold turkey, absolutely no alcohol or substances at all.
I get that.
I can't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, the other month I was like, okay, dry month.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And I was like, well, I'm going to a wedding.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot easier to go dry when you have something.
Yes.
You're like, you have like an end date.
Yeah.
I will, after this season, I will. Because you also know your body. Athletes know their body very well. So they're like, I know that this is going to suck more if I'm hungover.
Yes.
So I don't want that.
Right.
So I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you're just like, I'm just going to do it so I can prove I can do it. It's just like,
I don't care about me that much.
Yeah. What am I going to run a marathon? No.
Absolutely not.
I'm just trying to pass the time until death. So I may as well be drunk while I do it.
But so I had one more season. And then after that season, that's when I met my current partner, Chelsea. We met at the very end of school. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So you guys have been together for a while.
Yeah.
Because you're old as hell.
Because I'm old as hell.
You're like a baby. You're a little cherub.
Yeah, we've been together like 8.5 years.
That's great.
Yeah.
You guys own a home in the middle of Yonkers?
No, other way. We're in Brooklyn. We're in East New York, Cypress Hills area.
Ah. Yeah. Okay. How's the home renovation going?
It's coming along.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
But we're almost to the finish line.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so close.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Almost stopped the leaks. I know. You've got to come over.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
See,
grill for
notice
ya.
how I invited myself before I was invited?
I love that.
Thank
No,
you.
I think I did invite you last time I saw you.
Promise?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll show up. I watch a lot of HGTV. I'll come in and be like, you got to knock this wall out. You got to do this. This is not open concept. Keep the original. Trim. Yeah. You just got to restain it, you know? And I know how to do all that shit.
Yeah. You better.
Yeah. Come in.
In exchange, I'll give you one grilled hamburger.
Grilled hamburger?
Yeah, I'll grill
You're
for
not
you,
even going
baby.
to microwave that shit?
Why would you want
I
it
don't know.
microwaved?
I'm just saying, the grill is the specialty.
Yes,
Microwave is what I'm used to. We're not really cooks.
You don't even broil it in the oven? Wait.
Broil
Caitlin,
it? What the hell is a broil?
You're microwaving burgers out here?
No, you just re-microwave the McDonald's burger that you got the night before.
All right.
I didn't finish because you were like, oh, I'm trying to trim down.
Yeah,
I shouldn't eat past midnight. It's 11:59. You're like, I'll save you for later. I have self-control.
Okay, have you struggled with this? Because I struggle with this. So I don't know if it was like a doctor or just like a fitness thing I was reading was like, you should only eat in certain hours, like never eat past 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then being a comic, you're up so late. You're like, are you joking? That's lunch. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Those rules don't apply to us. It's
Yeah.
basically you stop eating 4 hours before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what it, or maybe it's 3, but it's like a certain amount of time before you go to bed because your
Yeah.
body's not going to burn those calories.
Okay. Got
So,
it. Got it.
that's how I do it. I
gotta
try not to
adjust.
eat I think it's 3 hours before.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but then sometimes I get home and I'm like, Mama want ice cream. Get a little Haagen-Dazs bar, eat it alone while my cat's trying to lick it. I'd be like, not for you, kitty cat. Oh, you try it? Yeah. Oh, who's the hot ticket now, huh? Before you were all about daddy, but now I got ice cream and you're sitting in my lap purring. Anyway, that's just a little nugget of our life.
I'm so glad I have that snapshot.
Oh, God. My cats hate me. Okay. No. They just love Steve because he feeds them. He wakes up earlier and he feeds them.
Chelsea walks the dog more frequently than I do, so she's his favorite.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, they still love me. Like, they'll cuddle with me.
Oh, nice.
Because I'll sleep without my shirt on, and they love skin.
Aren't they covered in skin?
Well, one cat is hairless and one cat has hair.
What is that like to have a hairless cat lay on your bare skin?
It feels like you're snuggling with a person. It's literally like a little baby.
Okay, I think that's like probably the best response you could have said, but also the most upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah. My kitty cat is like the child I'll never have. Because those eggs are still dying, baby. They're dying as we speak.
Left, right, boy, girl.
Yeah, the little fallops no longer full. We got empty fallops. But yeah, it does. It feels like, and so he loves it. And so he'll snuggle with me.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
He's a cute little bear. Oh, I love him so much. You should come over and meet him. Or maybe I'll bring him to your death trap of a house.
I know. Well, yeah, if the water doesn't come out of the ceiling and scare him, the dog definitely will.
Okay, so we'll skip it. It'll just be me. Coming out. So tell me about your time playing for Puerto Rico. Was there ever any fun time there, or was it all work?
There was. So let's see. I went when I was a sophomore in college, like right after that first experience of like going to the Christmas party and drinking. I went for the first time to play for the under 20 team, I believe. And we went, we trained in Puerto Rico, and then we went to Cuba for the tournament. It was like qualifiers for the under 20 World Cup. And we did not do very well. But then in our spare time, they were very... I think they understood that we were young enough that you can't just be like, hey, responsibly stay in your hotel the whole day. They're like, we need field trips. Like, they're like it was the under 20 team, so I must have been like 19, and I was one of the oldest.
Really?
Like, there was like younger kids who were playing kind of up because they were that good. And so they were like, we need field trips. So they took us around. They took us around Havana, and they took us like to different places in Cuba. And then, of course, we had like practice on the days we weren't playing. And then when we like finally, like the tournament was over and we hadn't done that well, they still took us out. They took us to like go dancing. And they were like, you're all allowed one beer.
One cerveza?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And we were like, woo! We're going crazy.
So did you guys stick to the one beer?
You know, I remember getting my hands on another beer.
I bet you did.
I don't know quite how I pulled that off. But I definitely got my hands on another beer.
Yeah. You got little nimble fingers. Just go and get them.
Yeah. And then I went back to play for the full team, like pretty much right after I graduated. I was in Puerto Rico for a few months. And then we went to Trinidad for World Cup qualifiers. And we did a little bit better.
That's good.
We still didn't like make it to the next step, but we did a little bit better. And similarly, on the last night of the tournament, you know, we're still there. Our flight's the next day. The hotel had a pool, and the exchange rate, like the dollar was very strong.
Yeah.
So we just like we're getting beers and doing shots. And the funny thing is the other teams were also in the hotel.
Yeah.
And also doing kind of the same thing. So like the four teams were all kind of just like celebrating the end of the tournament, probably except the team that won. The team that won was probably like, no, we gotta get ready. Like Jamaica was probably like, we gotta get ready for the next round. We're actually contenders for this. And everybody else was like, whoo, we did it. Wasn't that an accomplishment?
Yeah. Now we're in Cuba. This is great.
Yeah. So we were kind of like parallel partying with the other teams a little bit. And then my last tournament was at home in Puerto Rico. We did very well, and we qualified for the next step. So there wasn't really as even though we were celebrating, we didn't really party. Because, again, we had to be ready for the next step. So.
Yeah.
And then
you were Jamaica. Yes,
finally, at long last.
Always Cuba, never Jamaica.
Yeah, the big one that year was we beat Haiti, who had been beating us in previous years.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Haiti. I feel like Haiti, if I remember watching them, they were all very big, like tall.
They had a lot of tall players. So did Jamaica. I feel like the whole time I was on the team, we were a pretty short team.
Well, you're what, 5'2"?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty tiny.
Yeah. Haiti and Jamaica both had a lot of tall players. So any corner kick was like,
let's pray.
Yeah, let's literally pray, because no matter how high I jump, unless she stays on her feet, I'm not getting up there.
Like, I'll just poke you.
Yeah.
I'll poke you until you fall down.
I didn't do this when I played for Puerto Rico because we didn't do this as a team. But in college, my move was on a corner kick. I would be on that post.
Yeah.
Just making that post a little bit wider. And you think it's for nothing. I got so many saves on that post. There was so many times where it just like hit my chest or hit me in the groin, or I like actually headed it out. It was like, you know what? I am making this post a little fatter.
Yeah.
Like I am doing something here.
This is a stout post. That's great. You always got to have someone on the post.
You gotta.
Yeah. Especially you. What else are you going to do? What position did you play?
In college, I played center mid, but then for Puerto Rico, I played a mix of center mid and outside back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was, I was center mid at high school, and then went to college, and I was back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take it. I just wanted to play. Doesn't matter.
It was fun.
That's good.
It is hard though being short playing outside back, because usually the person you're playing against is
it's fucking Alex
pretty
Morgan.
fast and pretty tall.
Yeah. Just Abby Wambach. You're like, hello. You look good.
My teammates, right after I stopped playing, because I got cut from the team,
Puerto Rico or
Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So right after I stopped playing, my team ended up playing against the U.S. And, and
wow.
it was like quite. I'm just like, we didn't win, but I'm just like so proud of my teammates to go up against like the world champs.
Yeah.
And like, wow.
Yeah. What was the score?
It was up there. It was up
They
there.
needed the Sisk. They needed the Sisk.
If I had just stood on the post the entire game, holding everybody on side, but there on the post, they needed a fat post.
Unstoppable. Yeah, the coach couldn't see it. He had no vision. But
yeah, I can't imagine having played against those guys.
That's got to be so cool.
To just be like, we're going to play in the world champs.
Yeah, just shit talk with Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Nice haircut, loser. You're an icon. I love you.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was cool to see them on that stage. And I know I said this when we recorded the other podcast, but I'm just like some of my teammates are still playing, and I'm just like so proud of them. They're just like really, really moving things along. It's a developing program, and I feel like they've really, really kind of brought the Puerto Rican team to the next level. Which
That's
is pretty
great.
Cool. Yeah.
And the Oscar goes to Kate Sisk. We know you hate those bitches. You cut me, you're dead to me. I'm joking.
Well, I was mad about getting cut.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's devastating. I got cut from my college team, and I was like, oh. And then like 2 days later, I was like, this is great. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I don't think I like soccer that much. It's like you realize, you're like, oh, I don't have to. Oh, amen. It was great. It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I was not like that. I cried on the floor, but I
cried.
Ultimately, though, it was good timing, because after that, then I was just like, okay, I lived like one dream. Like now I have the freedom to like start trying to do comedy.
Yeah. Did you always want to do comedy?
I think so. I knew when I got to college that I wanted to do something theatrical, because I grew up like my mom would put me in like an after school program doing community theater or whatever, and that was always really fun. And then starting in middle school, I always tried out for the school play, and I never ever got in because they were always musicals and I can't sing. So then I got to college and I was like, I gotta do something. And I started doing improv, and then when I started doing that, I was just like, I guess I'll move to New York and I'll do UCB.
Yeah. And how'd that go?
It was great.
Yeah.
Did it for a lot of years, but then found stand-up pretty soon and I just loved that because you're in control of your own stuff. You can
say whatever you want.
as much as you want. You can say what you want. You can hone it. I love editing,
Yeah.
Like, improv is beautiful, but once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, you don't have to wait on fucking Brian to be like, oh, you're a teapot? That's crazy. Yeah, you don't have to try and make, shit soup out of dog vomit. Anyway, I love improv. Good improv is incredible. Bad improv is it's torture. It's worse than prison. I can imagine.
I feel like bad stand-up is also bad, but you can turn it into good stand-up eventually. If
you
work hard.
Yeah. But like improv, the show's done.
It's done.
It's done. This is how we die. This is how we die together as a group. Cowards do improv. Stand up, you're out there alone. Anyway,
it's funny.
I bet there's more suicides in stand up than there are in
improv.
Just to keep it cheerful, I guess. Yeah, it was probably the wrong move or the wrong take, huh? Probably could have pivoted anywhere else. Yeah, no, people hate themselves more in stand-up. Yeah, it's a real gutsy thing.
There's in stand-up, it's a work in progress. You can always be like, oh, I can make this a little bit better, or I can fucking kill myself. So many
improv.
options.
Let's do like a community cult suicide. How do you think Jamestown happened? It was all improvisers. We didn't make it. Here's the Kool-Aid. This is horrible. I'm a terrible person. I just started watching a lot of true crime documentaries.
Yeah.
And then the cult ones are very good. Like you're just watching, like, that would never happen to me, but I know I'd be in that shit in a second.
You think so?
Oh, for sure. I'm very gullible.
But then at a certain point, the cost, like, would you fuck an old dude?
Would I fuck an old dude? No.
Like, if everybody has to fuck the old dude, would you fuck him?
You know what? I probably would because I'm competitive. You know what I mean? I'd be like, he's not fucking you. He wants me. How does that feel, Deborah?
You know what? I actually agree with you.
You know what I mean?
100%
I feel like
be in the call.
I just get so, like with the soccer thing.
Yeah.
I liked playing soccer because I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I was getting praise and I was, but I hated running.
Oh,
I didn't hate my teammates, but I didn't like a lot of them. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't playing very much. And I was just like, why am I like, and then I got cut and I was still like, oh, but I have to get to the top level and blah, blah, blah. And then I got cut in 2 days later. I was like, oh my God, the wool has been lifted. I am finally free.
I'm free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would for sure get branded by some old dude in glasses. For sure. I'd be like, yep, just singe me up. Let's go.
Singe me up.
Yeah, I'm going to be the best singed bitch in here. You watch. Anyway, so it would be very...
You eventually become the one who singes the other bitches.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, this is what we're doing. I did it. You have to do it. Make me feel better about myself. Insane.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I for sure drink the Kool-Aid. I would have drank the Kool-Aid. I'd be like, I'm the first. This is how it's done. Gulp, gulp. So anyway, I'm a monster. That's just a note to all the cult leaders out there. Come and find me.
Recruit.
Yeah. I answer every single Instagram ad. If you message me, you want more followers? I'll be like, well, I could look and see what your plan is. But I never do it. I've never
just
done
have to get branded once for 5,000 followers. Sure.
No, I'll do it for 50. 50,000 followers. I'll get branded. Come on, just get me booked at the Tempe Improv. Not just. You need numbers, baby. That being said, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment. I'm joking. Please don't do any. Oh, I'll do any of that, but that was anyway. Feel good. All right, we're rounding the corner here, baby. This is where I like to ask: is there any story we did not get to?
I finally did a psychedelic.
Oh,
Yeah, recently I tried mushrooms.
Oh, how was that?
It was very intense.
Yeah,
it was extremely intense. There were parts of it that I really liked. There were parts of it that were very like deep. There was also like visual part. Like I truly was like hallucinating.
Yeah,
it was like I saw this osprey flying in the sky, and it was kind of like every time it changed direction, I would literally see rainbows in perfect geometric shapes, like cascading across the sky. Like it was nuts. And then, okay, so we were at my my late grandparents' house, and there had been the day before some big flying ants that I had found, and I sprayed them with Raid and
flying ants.
Yeah,
not like Aunt Connie. Like
no. Yeah, I sprayed my aunts with Raid. My aunt showed up, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Oh, you're on mushrooms. Anything's possible.
No, like day before when we had just arrived and like nobody had been in the house for a little bit, I was like, okay, there's some bugs here.
Yeah, let's fix the bugs.
I try to like fix the bug situation. So then I'm sitting in the bed and I'm high on mushrooms, and all of a sudden I see bugs coming out from behind the window, and I'm like,
God.
oh, I'm having hallucination. And then I get closer and I'm like, oh, no, I have found the source of the flying ants, and they are actually physically coming out from behind the window. It's like the worst possible thing happens.
Yeah.
It literally wasn't like, oh, inspired by one bug, you're fucking ant nightmare. It was like, no, this is actually happening, and you are ill-equipped to deal with it because you are so high. It was horrible.
So what'd you do?
I just I moved. There was like a table with our suitcase on it, like right underneath. So I just pulled the table closer to the bed. It was like all I could manage was to be like, just don't let them fall on our clothes. And so I moved all the furniture away from the wall. And then Chelsea walks in the room and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, doesn't matter. And she's like, are you moving the furniture because it feels better when it's in a different area? And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because I didn't want her to freak out about the bugs. I was like, I'm just high and moving furniture around. And then the next day I was like, yeah, I moved it because there's a fuck ton of bugs in the wall. I just didn't want to ruin your trip.
What a good partner you are.
Yeah. I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I'm a hero. I deserve a medal.
I'd give you one. That's very sweet. You're like, no one has to share in this debacle. I'll take one for the team.
There was another funny moment that I really won't live down, which was we were by the water. We went down to the water, and this was like kind of spring, so like it was not go in the water time.
Okay.
Yet.
Yeah.
Like it was a pretty hot day for spring, but it was like the water was still cold. But I was high, so that did not occur to me. So I'm standing in the water in my clothes.
Yeah.
I think it's just me and Chelsea. And all of a sudden I hear these voices, and they're like, hey, how's the water out there? And I turn around and I go, it's nice. And I can't stop talking. And I just say, same. I go, it's nice. It feels like the air. I could have just said nice. They would have been like, okay. But instead I say, it feels like the air. Which to me, I just sounded so out of it. And I was like, I got to cover this up. So I just look back and I just kind of give him a thumbs up. And I'm like, same temp. Which could not have meant. And just digging myself a hole because it's 90 out and the water's got to be 60. Like it's just, there's a 30-degree difference between the air and the water. And I'm sitting there going, with all my clothes on in the water, going, same temp.
We're all one, okay? The air, me, the water, the dirt underneath my toes that I don't feel because I'm wearing shoes.
Yes. I might as well just have turned around and been like, feels like my mother. Like,
I'm in the womb. You want to join me?
We're about to all be born.
Alicia's womb is great. Get in here. It feels like the air.
It was so, I was so embarrassed about it. But hey, what can you do?
What can you do? They're like, she's having a good time. Yeah. We're going to leave her alone. She's living it up.
How many White Claws does she have?
Yeah, you're like, no.
Something far different.
A little more holistic.
Yeah, none of those toxins.
Yeah, no thank you.
Just a literal poisonous mushroom.
just poisoning ourselves. If you get in this water, it purifies your soul.
Come in here. Come in here.
Well, Kate, this was magical.
Oh, thank you
Just
for
like
having
those
me.
mushrooms you had.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me at the Kate Sisk on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And also at katesisk.com, where I've got links to my Lucas Spectacular show and my Patreon.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Sweet.
Kate is so funny. Make sure you go see her
Thank
live.
you.
She's a goddamn gem.
Thank
Gosh darn gem. I'm sorry. Alicia, I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for doing this podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I love